Matt, did you have anything else to add?
Not really, no.
Yeah, so basically that's what it is. If you guys want to see some Tai Chi forms, we can. But for now, I actually wanted to try and get all the expositions of our other practices out of the way first. We just got done with our Chen style Tai Chi practices. And Mr. Gung actually just came in as we were talking. 先生准备好了吗？
就是讲话题。
可以啊，可以啊。This is Mr. Gung. His full name is Eric. His Chinese name is Yixin. He actually is the traditional Wushu instructor. And when I say traditional Wushu, I don't mean modern Wushu, which is what I teach. What I teach is modern, contemporary, or sport Wushu. In the same way that there is sport or standardized components of martial arts, there's also the original, unadulterated, traditional martial art. Same thing with sport taekwondo, traditional taekwondo, sport karate, traditional karate. There is modern Wushu, and then there's traditional kung fu or kung fu. We call it Wushu because the name is Wushu. It's the more accurate term. I like Wushu because I was raised with Wushu. But anyways, Mr. Gung teaches traditional Wushu, or kung fu, or Gushu, whatever you want to call it. Gushu is actually the Taiwanese term. It's the original term that the Chinese started to use when they wanted to band all the Chinese martial arts together and spread it to the masses. And Gushu actually means national art. Why they call it Wushu is because Guo means nation or country in Chinese. And they said that this is our national art. So like, for example, there's Guohua, which is national painting or national picture, right? Drawing, right? But they say Wushu is our actual national art. It's our Chinese martial arts, right? Because at that time, in the early 20th century, karate and taekwondo was actually getting big in China. But the Chinese martial artists wanted to say, no, this is our art. This is our national art. This is our Chinese martial arts. That's why they call it Wushu. And then the modern, when the communists took over and they decided to let sport Wushu come around, they decided to call it Wushu. And then the Taiwanese use Wushu. But that's a whole other digression. So anyways, this is Mr. Gung. He is going to do a short exposition about what he teaches. All right, I'll let him take it from there.
Okay. So before I start, so I want to mention like different from Tai Chi, like which is okay. The form of Tai Chi looks pretty soft, but Ba Chi is quite the opposite. So they want to like how to say that, like use all of your force at a sudden. Okay, so not like Tai Chi to try to. No offense. I think like Tai Chi, to my understanding, is just like more like try to use some like a soft way to resolve your attack. I'm not sure whether that's correct. I did some like Tai Chi before, and my master like mostly tell me to resolve your attack, use some like redirect direction of the attack, that kind of way in Tai Chi. But in Ba Chi, it's pretty different. And Ba Chi is trying to, so there's some concept in Ba Chi which some formal name of Ba Chi is called like a Kaimen Ba Chi, or like opening door Ba Chi. So Ba means like 8, and in Chinese like a philosophy. So on the map there are 8 kind of different from the 4 kind of direction. There are 8 kind of directions. So it's like the east, west, south, north. But like the 8 kind of direction includes these 4. So in Chinese philosophy, they want to. So they use this kind of 8 kind of direction. Actually, Ji means extreme, so you can also explain as a direction. So 8 extreme, which they want to use this kind of concept to like help people understand this kind of martial arts, which try to expand your body or use your whole power to reach as far as you can. Okay, to reach extreme. So. Another thing is what I just mentioned is called opening door. So opening door is more like so when you're 2 people are just fighting each other, holding your fist to fight, and when you are holding your 2 arms in like traditional Chinese martial arts are called doors, just like 2 doors, right? And Baji, actually, this kind of martial arts is try to open your opponent's two doors, get inside the room, and do what you want. Yeah, that's basically the idea of that. So try to open the door. That's the concept. So how to open the door? Normally they just brutally open the door like. Well, you can see that in the whole form. So well, it's actually compared to Tai Chi, I think it's pretty brutal. Okay, that's all the explanation. Let's do the form. Okay. I shouldn't wear the jeans. Okay, so what I'm going to perform is called large frame, which different from another one is called small frame. And the large frame has also like two people practice form. So and Andrew and I and Matt, which we learned this semester, the two people practice, and this. Yeah,
if you still want Matt to perform, you could have him do two person.
Yeah, okay. From Tai Chi, which is more soft and gentle motion. So yeah, let's talk about something like application of that. Okay. Okay. So the first, like the beginning of this form. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one is try to open the man's door. For example, man is holding his fist, okay? And the first one. Okay? The first one is to do the hand motion is try to block or lifting his fist or his punch and kick here, okay? Try to step on there and break it, okay? Okay. 1. And if he escape that, okay, so go back. Yeah. 1. And okay, he avoid this kick. Lift that. Get inside. So now, sorry. So now I try to open his door and get inside. So here is the inside. All the important organs are here, right, in the stomach. So if you open his doors, get inside, you can do anything you want. So the key point is how to open his door. Now he can just open that directly, but the point is normally people love to hold their fist, right? Try to protect head and all the stomach, all the important organs here. So the key point is how to open his door, get inside. And how to prevent others from opening your doors. That's also important, okay? There's another application I want to talk about, which is a large twist. So large twist in the form is like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, which we practice that a lot. Yeah. So Baji is not only like try to okay, so only do like the brutal or like pretty harsh attack. They also try to like doing something just similar to Tai Chi, which try to do some twist. Okay, to redirect the motion of the attack and to redirect to some other place and go inside. So in a large twist, it's pretty typical. Okay, so for example, he's trying to attack me to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this hand is trying to redirect his arm or direct his punch to some other place. Twist out. Okay, get away from that and go inside. Still try to walk in his room and do what you want. Okay, that's what I want to say is Baji is not only like pretty compared to Tai Chi is pretty soft and normally people think Baji is pretty rough. Can I say? I'm not sure about that. So, but still there's some motions in Baji which can also do it softly, or have the same concept as the Tai Chi. So, to my opinion, like all the kind of martial arts is has the same principle. It just depends on how you use that. Okay, how you apply for the different motion. Okay, yeah, that's what I want to say for Baji.
Okay, any questions?
Are there high kicks?
Well, you see, I just do a jump kick, but actually they do not focus on doing like a kicking. They have this kind of like a spring leg, and only at that distance. Well, if you can kick higher, that'll be better. But normally, Baji people practice. They love to practice some technique called call. The call means like to strike use your whole body. So if you kick very high, and I use my whole body to strike, you'll definitely fall. Right? And yeah, Andrew and I, like this master, we practice that a lot in this one. Right? Yeah, we can do that one more. Yeah. Have a try. Okay, so okay, you just go here. That kind of.
Oh, that one.
Okay, so the practice like this, okay? So we normally practice that in our normal class. And normally this is for the like a back, and we can do a front, which is head on the chest, okay? 1, 2. The same idea. I think you get the idea.
He gets really freaking hard.
Yeah, so that's some like a normal practice in Baji actually. So try to practice your whole body to be really tough.
I still got bruises from practice.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, any other questions? So just to go off of what Mr. Geng said, this concept is called call in Chinese. The idea is literally to bump with various parts of the body. So you saw Mr. Geng and Andrew demonstrate chest, right? In Chinese they call 胸前胸靠, which is
front call.
Right, front 前靠. This front call with the front of the body, right? Then you have parts of the shoulder, and then back.
Yes, back.
So it's not just restricted to the shoulder or anything like that. Call is actually a very special skill I find in Chinese martial arts.
Well, I think in Tai Chi there's some. Like
Actually, exactly. I was actually getting to that. Tai Chi has 13 postures.
Basic.
Actually, it should not be called postures. It's actually 8 energies.
I like what it's basics.
Right,
13
right,
basics.
yeah. 8 methods, 5 directional movements or steps. Or 5 plus 8 became 13, so they decided it's called 13 plus 1. Whoever translated that, I don't agree with them.
None of them are postures.
Right. Basically, you notice that what Mac showed when he was doing the push hands with me, right? His first posture was the first energy, the first method of Tai Chi is called Peng, which is called ward off, I believe. That's the formal translation. Yeah, and it expands like a beach ball. Uses the hollow structure within your body, right? Around this, your shoulders and the chest. They call this concept which is all the chest, round out the shoulder. You can't really see it very well. You see it.
Look like holding a very large ball.
Right. Some people call this holding the ball posture. For this one, the saying goes in Chinese martial arts that real power is felt, not seen. So if you feel this power, you know it's real. You can always feel free to ask Mac or Mr. Gong to give you a demonstration. See how you guys like it. The fact is that Peng is the first energy. That's the most fundamental thing, which is what Mac did with standing pose. He said if you don't learn this with a teacher, don't go to this. It's true, because it's the most foundational thing. That's the first energy. There's Peng, Yu, Ji, An. That's the first 4. That's the most famous, right? Peng, which is ward off, Yu, which is rolling back, which is actually what Mac did with me when he was demonstrating. And then Ji, squeezing into a specific area, and An, pushing. Right? You saw a lot of that when we were demoing. And then there's Cai Lie, Zhou Kao. Right? Cai is just like Yu. I've heard Chen Shaowan, the grandmaster of Tai Chi, say Cai is just like Yu, except Cai is coming down. So it's like Cai means to pluck. In the same way that you're plucking something like a fruit from a tree, right? Except with Chen Ziqiang up there. Pulls from straight down to the ground. That's Cai. And then there's Lie. What's Lie?
Because maybe from to the side.
Oh, this is Yu.
No.
What's Lie? Cai Lie 怎么考？
The way I learned the second 4 was pluck, split,
Right.
elbow, and bump.
Oh, Lie. It's a split. My mistake.
Yeah.
Clearly, I need to study up for my Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Lie is to split the energy, which means one way to interpret it is that you're splitting your energy in 2 different directions. And another way is to think that you're splitting your opponent's energy in 2 different parts. Right? So if you're like this, right? One part of their body is this way, the other part of their body is this way. They're very easy to throw. That's a very good concept to have. And then Zhou, which is the elbow. Baji is very, very famous. It's very has a lot of popular techniques with elbows. Most well known for that. Of course, Tai Chi has that as well.
For Tai Chi, when they say elbow, they don't necessarily mean just like one kind of elbow strike.
Right.
It's a mindfulness of using the elbows.
Yeah, exactly. You
So-
notice that when he broke down some of the applications such as Lan Zai Yi, which is a lazy tying code, there's an elbow right here. You just don't see it. Again, real power is felt, not seen. So, actually, Baji and Tai Chi are classified as internal styles. There are 2 types of Chinese martial arts. There's Waijia, which is external family, and then Neijia, which is internal family. Waijia is like the most obvious, the most physical classifications, which is like, okay, I'm using this part of my body, I'm using my muscles, I'm using my body mechanics to fight. But Neijia is training what's with the inside, which is like maybe, number 1, you're using your qi, you're training your qi, your internal organs, cultivating your health and your strength from the inside. Also using that from the inside to focus and get your power out. Right? And the last energy after Zhou, which is elbow, is Kao, which is bumping. Actually, when the CWA, the Chinese Wushu Association, made a new Duan Wei system, which is basically a grading system, they decided to standardize all the traditional Wushu styles, all the Chinese martial arts styles that they know. And they have 5 classifications of Chinese martial arts techniques. So if someone asks you, how do you use Wushu to fight, there are 5 ways. There's Ti Da Shuai Da, which is Ti is kicking, Da.
4 踢打。
对，还有一个靠，对，踢打帅打。And then the last one, as Mr. Gong pointed out, they classify as kao. T is kicking, Da is striking with the hands, shuai is throwing, as you most obviously can see. A lot of people think, oh, Chinese martial arts does not have any like throwing, you only have kicking, punching. That's not true. Real Chinese martial arts has wrestling and throwing as well. And there's Na, which is seizing, capturing, and joint locks, grappling. The 5th one is Kao, which is a very unique skill, I think, can be found specifically in Chinese martial arts. So, I always find that very interesting. That's it. Any questions? All right, let's thank Mr. Gong for his exposition. So, anyway, that wraps up the first part of our viewing party. Just to show you guys what other areas of Chinese martial arts we teach. Yeah, what's up?
I was actually wondering if Mr. Gong could show us the cha-chen thing. The one that you said was basically what the modern form was based on. I mean, if you'd rather not, that's okay. I was just like,
Well,
since a lot of the people here go to the modern stuff.
Okay, all right.
I can, but okay, so I'll not do that too fast because the area is not.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Needs a lot of space.
Yeah, and I think that kind of is okay. So first of all, that kind of is mostly practiced by Muslim people in China, and quite a lot of Muslim people they want to protect their protect their family because normally they just live only families by families in a village and they are surrounded by a lot of other people like Han people like us. So yeah, and the man is other Han people. So they want to protect themselves and most of them try to do the martial arts. Some is learning from Han people, which is just us, and some of them just learn from some other place. So and they form quite a different style from the typical or from the normal Han people, like from Tai Chi. I think not so much Muslim people practice Tai Chi, but some practice.
Some I'm sure do.
Yeah, not so much people. So okay, so and so Muslim people they practice many of the Muslim people practice Chinese martial arts, and one of the most famous ones is called cha-chen. And also the Baji is practiced by many Muslim people. And in China, many Muslim people are Hui people, which kind of nation.
The thing about when Mr. Gong mentions groups of Chinese people like Han or Hui, Han is actually, I guess you could say, is the Caucasian of China. People think that when you say, oh, Chinese people are just Chinese people, they're just ethnic Chinese, and that's that. They're actually wrong. People that you consider to be just Chinese are called Han people, which is Mr. Gong and I. We're the whites of China. Okay. But the truth is that there are many minorities, cultural, ethnic minorities in China. One of them is Huizhu, which is they're Muslims. They're ethnic Muslims in China. A lot of people don't know that, but there are many different ethnic groups, Hui being one of them. So it's not just a bunch of Han people in China.
The authorized is 56.
Wow.
I mean, just to think about the Russians that came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their Russian. Okay, and so as Matt taught you in the East class, which is the standard modern Wushu, modern long fist, that kind of. So that's actually made of the cha fist. Not only made of the but yeah, and they extract many motions from the cha fist or cha chen. Right. So and so it looks pretty similar as you did in modern Wushu. Okay. similar.
Yeah, any questions?
Why the knee slap?
Okay. You mean like this?
Here we go.
Okay. Well, normally this is to block the neck. Block like this. Or block like this. Okay. So when someone's okay, the man is try to kick me on my leg. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, and I press here, he will definitely fall. Okay. So the point is to block.
There used to be a carpet here. Why they never moved it? Why?
And also, like, not only, so this block is not only lifting your back and block your arm. It actually turns to your body. Turn to avoid first and turn to that. Okay? So I think there's some motion in Tai Chi also. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
Right?
八级也有。
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, yes.
八级还是 move to take, slapping.
Yeah, and
No, that's
I think it's pretty famous to do this, like a whole stand,
It doesn't
punching
matter.
and dropping out and punching. So it's, yeah, I think, well, in the modern wushu, they use quite a lot of like traditional motion in like from baji to form their own style and give it the others to the competition actually.
Any other questions? Thomas? It's good, it's good.
Actually,
What will you ask him that'll get him to beat up an adult?
Andrew,
Can you show us what kind of someone? Okay.
yeah, any other questions?
Yeah, I mean,
How are you?
Matt's gonna edit this footage anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Don't answer.
And you asked
Also,
that.
the camera works really shitty because I'm doing it. This thing is super stiff.
Hey, what's up, dudes?
Yo, I'm the cameraman.
Oh, yes.
Good to see you.
What's up? How are you? I'm Justin. Raymond. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Are you in Wushu?
No,
That's
he's part of Team Kevin.
Team Kevin?
Yeah, you mean everyone. Everyone's part of Team Kevin.
Alright, any
I'm part of
questions at all? The instructor's here, he's free to answer any questions.
Yes.
One time you told me that it looked like I should do Tai Chi instead of Wushu.
Oh, you want to do Tai Chi?
No, you told me that I should do Tai Chi instead.
Yeah, I think because you have quite soft joints, and that's pretty useful in Tai Chi actually. To do all the how to say that, like the more flexible joints will help you to resolve the incoming force. And that's for us, like for me, it's pretty hard because I have to practice that to extend here, so make my shoulders and my hip here like more flexible, and then I can do Tai Chi better. But for maybe like girls, they have more flexible joints than us, than boys. So yeah, you can do that pretty fast actually. That's one point. What's your point?
Good work. I mean,
Right.
the other thing too is if you have a case where like you're double jointed or you have instances of joints just being weak. For instance, I for a long time I've always struggled with rolling my ankles because my feet aren't quite right for whatever reason. So when I would do traditional and then what little modern wushu I trained years ago, I would constantly be rolling my ankles because I couldn't land the kicks properly. Well, the Tai Chi can help is actually strengthening them in ways that is beneficial to Tai Chi. So you don't necessarily, it can just help. You know, it can help maintain flexibility within the joints, but also make it so the flexibility is not damaging to the joints, where you're stressing them in ways that will blow them out, you know, long further down the road. And that just comes down to practice.
Again, you
Oh.
It's alright.
It's 10 times today, I forgot to keep counting.
It's probably over 9,000.
Solid.
Alright, okay, any other questions?
In the 1.1 form, you did several like spear thrusts with your hand.
Oh.
I was like,
That's exactly.
I asked him about that last
Oh,
night.
yeah,
actually.
alright. Well, one is to like the spring on the neck. Here. Another, which is my master's method, told me to grip the chain and try to break it. Okay? To turn, to twist and break it.
Oh.
Yes, grip that and twist it.
Yeah.
Very interesting ideas of how to take what's the idea from the form and apply it in actual fighting.
Yeah, there's
I don't
a
understand the form of fighting.
there's a Russian
That's
concert
why
next
modern
door.
computer decided on color, which is form, and then cyber
Yeah,
was
so
on
they're-
full contact.
I suppose
We
Russian
can get to
children.
that later. Any other questions at all? Alright, okay, let's thank Mr. Gong again for